Hey everyone, this is Steven, and I've been gone for a while, but that's okay. I won't go too much into it, but basically, I've kind of fallen in love with the fighting game community. Traditionally, I haven't liked them, but just something about them. I've really gotten into them and really wanted to be more competitive, so I decided that Injustice 2 is kind of the game of the moment right now, and I really like the character Swamp Thing, so currently this is still the initial patch. There hasn't really been any balancing patches done, just a few bugs. So in the current meta of the game, Swamp Thing is widely considered to be the worst character. It's not something I'm super concerned with because while I want to be competitive, I also want to have fun, so I enjoy playing with Swamp Thing more than any other character at this time. So I am playing with Swamp Thing here, just trying to improve. I'm just going to go back through, play some ranked matches, competitive mode, so everything's all evened out. No abilities or anything like that. So I'm just playing ranked matches against some players, and I'm just going to go back and analyze some footage and see if I can find places where I was making good decisions, bad decisions, anything like that. And just try and figure out a way to improve my game. So feel free to shout out if anybody has some advice or anything. I definitely win some, I definitely lose some, but it's always helpful to kind of take a look at what you've done and see where you're going wrong, and even just you can think back in hindsight what you can do, but actually going back and looking at it and going like, oh man, I definitely chose wrong here, or like this is where I'm definitely weak. So yeah, just watch these with me. We've just got about 5 ranked matches. We're just going to check them out, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here's match 1. Just going straight to Swamp Thing, putting it on Front Street. This is what I'm doing. I figured we were going to go Canary because that's what this person's tag had, but it seemed like they might have had a couple different options. But I tried Canary for a little bit, so I was a little familiar with her moveset, and I just know going into this, the one thing I need to watch out for is just raw Canary Cry, because it'll catch a full screen, it's super fast, so I'm kind of on the lookout for this to begin with, and I start off just swinging. Alright. Swinging. We're both playing like relatively defensive, but I got the opening there, so it's good. The trip should know that she's not like watching low very much because I keep catching her low here. So that was a mistake. I never actually mean to do that, so that's something I need to tighten up. The forward 2-3. I for some reason ended with a down back 3. I think I'm meaning to end it in a down back 1 because that would make some sense, because it's actually a mix-up. If they block at all on the forward 2-3, they're also going to keep blocking the down back 3, so that was stupid. But I was going there for a standing 3 just because it hits multiple times, and it's people aren't really expecting it. But I'm doing pretty good thus far in this matchup, and I was waiting for that raw Canary Cry, so I'm glad I guarded that. And so I know I just got a little bit of time to kind of get in and do some stuff, make some magic happen. I'm pretty thrilled that I got that back 2-2-3 on. Again, that might not have been a mistake, but I didn't hit confirm that because that's a pretty good move, but I burned it, thinking that I was going to get the hit off of it and start probably the optimal combo, and I stopped the Canary Cry there. That was pretty good. I might have gotten boned if I had missed that, but doing okay still so far. Trying to go for the raw vine grab and just keep my space going because she's playing a pretty defensive at this point, but so I think at this point I'm just waiting for a whiff punish, but I know she's got the Canary Cry again raw, and just waited for it again. And this is something that I really need to pay attention to is my opponent's bar. I really never do, so it's not super good because they will just catch me off guard with a super. I really don't like using supers, just it's not a lot of fun. But Bane, so I was pretty happy with the next match when this Bane pops up because my buddy P-Bear plays Bane a lot, so I know a lot of what to expect. I'm pretty familiar with the matchup. Basically, when the Venom's out, I know he's got invincibility here, so I'm just waiting for a Bane rush. just like that, he catches me with it. It doesn't mean I can do anything about it. I just need to be careful of it, because if a Swamp Thing is slow enough, has slow enough recovery, that if I hit any move, if I push any button and he decides to Bane Rush, he's going to hit me. I think there's only a couple safe moves. That was an accident. That move was pointless there. I meter burn that down back 3. Again, that's something that I did in the previous match. That was a complete accident, and I should have burned there, but I didn't, and I let up my corner pressure here. That's not too bad. So there, I wish I would work on optimizing the combo, because the 1-1 to Vine Grab is pretty good, but I think that the forward 2-3 to Vine Grab is way better. I probably could have gotten it off. I was really surprised, because honestly I was starting to push a standing 3. So I was able to get out of that super. Again, I'm not paying attention to my opponent's bar, so that's definitely something that I need to work on. Let's go for a pack 3, which I never try and do. Caught him with the mix, hit him with another low. I threw up the garden in the hopes of really throwing him off, but I think he had just given up long before. So, all right, it's a win. So the thing about this next match that makes me laugh is people picking Hidden Cursor when I'm picking Swamp Thing. To be fair, I waited a little bit to pick my character. I just my phone went off or whatever, so I was waiting a second to go ahead and pick my character on that one. But it happens all the time where I will just straight up pick Swamp Thing and people go Hidden Cursor, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I'm picking the supposed worst character in the game. You don't have to counter pick that. Any character is fine. So this is a matchup I am actually relatively familiar with. On top of Bane, my buddy P-Bear plays Superman a lot, and he always bodies me though, so I should be on the lookout for those air lasers and just be really patient. And one bit of advice, whenever the air lasers come up, I actually caught him there, that's kind of surprising. I could be punishing the up lasers with a grab, or even down back 3 to close the gap, but I'm just not. I think I hit it later. I think I hit a down back 3 meter burn to instantly close the gap. I punish an up laser, but I just didn't catch on quite in time. But one thing that if you're facing a Superman, block high. Blocking low is kind of a bad idea for the most part. I mean, at least all the Supermans that I play. Again, I'm doing the non-optimal combo there, but I think I'm just panicking. It's not terrible damage. And see, he catches me there blocking low. I was blocking, I believe, but I finally blocked that. The meter burn Superman rush, that hits high at the end. Will catch you with an overhead if you're blocking low. So I'm not too terribly upset with my performance thus far. This person's not as good as my normal Superman trainer, and see, I tried to get him with a meter burn roll right there. It was just bad luck. He did the Superman punch, and I'm getting impatient here. Yeah, not blocking correctly. Yeah, just trying to punish on things that I shouldn't have been. So really, I should know not to try and punish the standing laser. I should wait until he does the air laser and just creep in otherwise, because it's kind of bad news. I'm even surprised, I think, at this point that I took the bar from him. So this Superman is, oh man, just catching me off guard. I'm pretty sure I was blocking there, but I was just a little late. Like, I knew to block, but I just got to it a little bit late. Yeah, so I think moral of this story is I just really need to be blocking high, and oh man. And I caught him right there. Now, but the bummer is I've only got about 10-15% of my life left. And I believe, go on a bit of a tear here. Again, I'm not paying attention to his bar, because, the Superman that I usually play against will catch you if you're blocking low at all. Oh, man. And you see I go for a raw 2. That was totally an accident. Looks like I was doing a 2-1-3 there. Terrible combo for Swamp Thing. It's so slow. It's not optimal at all. I catch people a lot with it, but it's all an accident. So this next player picks a Robin. I'll just throw it out there. There was a good 2.5 period of time in between the last match and this one. I just had to leave for a while. So I didn't practice at all before going in. That doesn't really matter because I was still feeling fine. Robin is not a matchup I am very familiar with at all. I typically lose to Robins, especially as Swamp Thing. In my head right now, I'm thinking to just watch out for Assassin Strike, and they usually swing first. So yeah, I was backing up there. And so at this point, we're just in a battle of footsies, and I think he whiffed an Assassin Strike right there, so that's why I was able to get in. We trade hits there. I think that was a pretty favorable trade for me, but he's just got the range kind of like I do, and I flub an input there, and I go for a down forward 2, and again, the mistake on the down back 3, it's totally a missed input. Like, I'm not meaning to do that. I mean, I'm doing it, but it's a completely wrong input. I'm just not like, I'm just using muscle memory, I think, and not focusing, because I should completely remove that cancel from my memory. I should never do it. I think I'm feeling pretty good right now because I've actually got the life lead. That was probably on purpose, but you know, I could have ended it better. The down back 3 should really be only used to Swamp Thing, either to close in on a zoner with a meter burn or to keep them in the air. And he just goes on a tear with a pretty good combo on me right there and takes actually the first life bar, which is a bit of a bummer because I was feeling pretty good. I flubbed an input there. I was trying to get the log, so that, you know, that sucks. He's just kind of rocking me with the weird batarangs right now, and just winning the footsie battle. I'm surprised I kind of got him with that wake up. But I'm sitting on a full stick here, and again, I flub an input because I'm going for the logs, so catch him with a throw, and I think I start to turn up the heat here. Yeah, so I just dropped that combo. I don't know if I mistimed that, but that was bummer. I was going for back 2-2-3, trying to turn up the heat and hit him with some mix-ups because I'm still in this game for sure. I'm trying to trick him into getting to the interactable, but I think he read it and knew that that was coming. Probably try and wake up a little bit too much here, and just catches me pressing buttons a little bit too much. That's a big bummer. He made it through my meter burn forward 3, which is a big shutdown tool of Swamp Thing, but he made it right through. There's a sweet spot you can jump right through. So again, my Robin matchup, really terrible. I don't think the character is unbeatable. I just don't play enough of them to really know what's going on. I just got to look out for the Assassin Strike and know that they have range. And so I think this is the last match I play. I'm getting a little nervous because he was hovering over Batman, and then I get really nervous because he's hovering over Robin again. But then I start to think, you know what, this is where I can prove myself. I'm okay with a run back. I want to fight Robin again because I want to fight multiple styles of Robins because, you know, people play differently. The matchup is what it is, but people play differently. And then I actually get really concerned when he pulls out Arrow. This is another matchup that I'm really not familiar with. And I know that if this person wanted to, he could just zone me out to the end of time. And there's little that I could do, and so I'm a little nervous and I'm playing a little tentative because I'm unfamiliar. Again, I run for the forward 3, but you know, I probably should have played it a little safer with the forward 2-3-3. And he just kind of starts to wreck shop on me with the ice arrow already. I'm not paying attention to his trait, and I'm like playing a little nervous here. But I'm just kind of trying to keep it, you know, interesting. That down back 3, again, that was a total. I should not have done that whatsoever. And he's mixing it up here, just kind of poking until he gets me open and catches me pressing buttons. I think Arrow is probably pretty plus on a lot of those, at least compared to Swamp Thing. I shouldn't be pushing buttons in front of him. So I'm honestly, I wonder if I should even be at this range. What I should be doing. I think maybe if I would just do down back 2 meter burn and just pop him up. Well, I tried right there. Anytime he's that close, because he's just kind of wrecking me with the low overhead mix, really just doing a number on me. I actually clashed accidentally right there. I meant to air tech out, but I'm not very good at it. So I typically don't clash unless the match is really close, just because I've got better things to do with my life. And this, I actually started to get the optimal Swamp Thing combo, but I accidentally finished it with down back 1 instead of down back 3. The one time I needed to do down back 3, and you know, at this point I'm just not feeling pretty good. I know he's trying to hit me with the low overhead mix here. Try to get him in the corner, but he kind of, comes out of it. I was really surprised I took this bar, actually. I was really surprised I took the bar. Tried to hit him with a mix-up with the standing 3, but he just kind of wrecked me over there. I was cognizant of the fact that he had the ice arrow, but he definitely read that log going in. Just punished me with the jump in. And so this was the last match I played for ranked for the video. Actually went 2-3, not awful, but definitely not what I was hoping for. So, you know, I had a pretty good time, and the Superman fight is the only one that I will say is inexcusable, because I do play as Superman a lot. I know what's going on, and that Superman was not nearly as good as the Superman that I typically play. So the Robin and the Arrow fight, you know, I just need to play more of them. I never get to play Robin and Arrow because nobody ever picks them, but yeah, it's just one of those things I'll just have to learn a bit more. And I think I'm better versed in the Robin matchup than I am Arrow. The Arrow one, he just had my number from the get, just hitting me with a low overhead mix all the time. I just was a little unsure of what to do, and I think Arrow has it on Swamp Thing, and I'm not trying to excuse it. I just am so unfamiliar with kind of what Arrow is capable of. I might have to try and just go into the practice room with him and figure out what to do. But I had a pretty good time. I mean, if anybody out there has any solid advice for, you know, the Robin or the Arrow matchup, I mean, you're more than welcome to put it down there. Like I said, I'm super new to the fighting game community, and I just like playing Swamp Thing, so the advice of pick somebody other than Swamp Thing isn't super appreciated, but I get it, I feel you. So anyways, I might post some of these going forward, a couple more. I think they're kind of fun, and you know, I could always use the help, so analyzing my own matches and figuring out what is going wrong is probably a good place to start. I just need to get more comfortable. I flubbed a ton of combos. I don't think I hit any optimal combos, actually, maybe one throughout that whole time. I kept constantly doing 4-2-3, you know, down back 3, and that's a huge mistake. I should not be doing that unless they're already juggled. That's kind of a problem I had. So wasn't hit confirming on the times when I tried to. So yeah, I definitely need some work. I just honestly have to play more and know what is optimal at the certain times, rather than just kind of pushing any button that I know will cancel into a special, because it's not always beneficial, and it may have lost me some of those matches. That Robin match was kind of close. If I had hit some better special moves, or had been able to continue some combos without whiffing, that match might have been different. The Superman one, he took the life lead pretty early, and I kind of had an uphill climb, and the Arrow was, I think, the worst match that I had, and I just really need to work against that. Maybe I can convince one of my friends to pick up Arrow, but yeah, it was pretty rough. So hey, thanks for watching, and maybe we'll catch you on another video where I try some more Swamp Thing out. Hopefully we'll do better next time. I don't think I did terrible, but yeah, hopefully we'll do better. All right, thank you so much. Peace.